Hello friends, AmyR here with Prairie Paper and Ink with a couple more cards using Nuvo Shimmer Powders, as well as this Arches background stamp. My brain just stopped there for a second. This Arches background stamp that was released recently by Simon's Stamp, and my previous video using this had a completely different look where I stamped it with black ink on white cardstock. And I had mentioned, I think I had mentioned in that video, how I had all these ideas with this background stamp. Any sort of geometric style background stamp will work. You know, I've done this in many ways over the years, and specifically with Nuvo Shimmer Powders. You just basically need something that you can heat emboss, and that will create little wells for the color, whether it's shimmer powders or sprays or inks or anything like that. So I used my Canson XL watercolor paper. I had the background stamp just face up on my desk. I used the anti-static powder tool on the watercolor paper first. Then I inked up the stamp with clear embossing ink, and then pressed the watercolor paper into the background stamp with my fingers. And then I'm coating the stamped design with detail white embossing powder, and did 2 panels because why not when it's all sitting there. And now once these really got going, I was like, why did I not do like 10 backgrounds? Anyway, we'll get to it. So I did the 2. Once they had their embossing powder on them, I used my heat tool to melt everything. And as always, especially when it's like white on white, or if you're using clear embossing powder on, white cardstock, watercolor paper, whatever, I tilt it back and forth in the light, especially when it's an entire background. It's amazing how easy it is to miss little areas. So I tilt it in the light, make sure everything's smooth and glossy. If it's not, just hit those little parts with the heat tool to make sure they're done. And then options. You can either tape these down to a hardboard, or what I've been doing lately is using my MISTI sticky mats. These pieces I have cut down, and the whole point of them is just to keep everything flat while you're adding all the water, because otherwise it's going to curl and then everything just starts running off the edges. So either way, sticking them to a sticky mat or taping them down to a hardboard works great. So I've got that, and then I lay out my little flour sack cloth. This just helps keep a bunch of liquid from pooling up on my desk and me getting my elbows in it and all that sort of stuff. And then I'm using 3 colors of shimmer powders. I'm using Cherry Bomb, Solar Flare, and Blue BLITZ. You can go easy on these. Do not squeeze these bottles. Again, do not squeeze the bottles. You need a very little amount. You just tap your finger and look at how much color comes from just that tiny little bit of powder. And always, this looks like a hot mess. It's not very attractive. That's okay. I've sprayed them heavily with water. The water is pooled up in all those wells. That's exactly what I want. I set it aside. Unlike my last video where I used them and I was, messing around with my fingers because I was creating solid pieces and I wanted a lot of color. With things like this and, heat emboss backgrounds, or if you want, really neat looks, don't mess with it. It's tempting to, but don't. I don't touch it. I don't take a brush to it. I just spray it with water like so. And then I immediately set it aside, walk away from it. I don't even look at it until it's done. Because right now it looks like crap, but when it's dry, it is so fun how it changes. So I'll show a little later. So while it was sitting and drying, I decided I wasn't even going to use this set, but then I couldn't not. This is the beautiful butterfly stamp set that came out a few years ago from Simon. My mind started thinking, I was like, ooh, these are so detailed. They'd probably look so pretty, white heat embossed on vellum. So that's what I did. So I just pulled out a piece of vellum, used my anti-static powder tool on that. And then I just put the butterflies I wanted to use onto acrylic blocks because it just made it faster to be able to stamp them. And I just filled this sheet of vellum. I wasn't 100% sure how many butterflies I was going to use, the layout, anything like that. So I was like, I'll just fill it with butterflies and we'll just see what happens. So that's literally what I did. So I stamped all those butterflies with clear embossing ink and then coated it all with detail white embossing powder. And again, melted with my heat tool. When you're heat embossing on vellum, pay attention. It goes insanely quick compared to cardstock or watercolor paper, anything like that. And vellum can burn, curl, and then burn really, really fast because it's so thin. So it takes almost no time for embossing powder to melt on vellum. So I melted everything with my heat tool, and then I used the coordinating wafer dies to cut all of these out off camera. So I've got this little pile of vellum butterflies, which now the ideas are rolling, and I'm like, I should do more videos using this set because it's fun. Anyway, I also went and grabbed a sentiment from the CZ Design Spring in My Step stamp set. This came out a couple months ago, I think. I forget when. I have links to everything like always though. And this time stamping it on white cardstock with VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. I use my anti-static powder tool again, and I'm heat embossing these sentiments with clear embossing powder. So it just gives the sentiment that little extra something. You know, it's going to be a little bit raised. It'll have that little gloss from the embossing powder. It's just a little bit extra, and it's just kind of nice. So while I had my MISTI out, I pulled out another sentiment from that Spring in My Step stamp set because I love this sentiment. It's just such a good, big graphic sentiment. So I stamped that on what will be the inside of my card bases with that same Nocturne ink. And by now, or at least with the magic of film editing, my backgrounds are completely dry. Look how fabulous they are. I love how the colors just mixed on their own. You know, so I did get all rainbow colors. You know, I've got some greens in there, some oranges, some purples. The shimmer is fabulous. I'll show the shimmer at the end of the video. So it was so effortless and it's so fun. So I didn't want to cut these down too much. So I literally only trimmed off the edges and cut them down to A2 size, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, because I just want the background to, you know, be in all its glory on these cards. So I went around and just trimmed off those little bits with my guillotine paper trimmer. And then once I have the background completely trimmed down, I can start adhering everything and like actually finishing off these cards. So I had let the big sentiments I stamped on the inside, I'd let those dry for a few minutes because again, Nocturne ink does take a while to dry if it hasn't been heat embossed. So I'd let that dry. I folded my card bases closed and reinforced that with my bone folder. And then I'm going to adhere these card front panels with craft tacky glue. And it looks like I'm using a lot of glue. I'm not really. I don't squeeze the bottle a lot, but when I'm adhering a full panel like this, I want to make sure I kind of cover every kind of bit of the surface area without globbing the ink on, or the glue on, because you don't want it like oozing out, and you also don't want it to start like warping the cardstock. People have asked me about that, like why, like do my cards warp with glue? Very, very rarely, but it's a combo of this glue, heavyweight cardstocks, because like thinner cardstocks, thinner pattern papers, etc. You always want to use way, way less glue because you barely need any. Like when I'm adhering vellum, I use like the least amount of glue possible. But this is like heavyweight watercolor paper. The card base is heavyweight cardstock. So I use a little bit more glue, but again, not globbing it on. Like just enough to get around to make sure that every area is adhered. And then I stuck them under my MISTI just to give that little extra bit of pressure so that as the glue dries, everything is like in contact with the card base and it dries. So while it's drying, I had die cut scraps of cardstock with the coordinating wafer dies from the Spring in My Step wafer die set. So I die cut the sentiments with that, and then I die cut scraps of cardstock with that same wafer die, and I'm just going to stack those together. So this way I don't have to fiddle with foam tape or anything like that, and it gives the sentiment that extra bit of, you know, dimension and weight to it, which I just love. So I stacked 2 layers of the die cuts and then topped it with the actual word, you know, wafer die. So once I had those, I'm adhering them to my card bases and use my little T-square ruler to make sure those sentiments were adhered straight. And then to adhere the butterflies, again, it's vellum, don't need much, but I also want the wings to pop up. So I applied just the teensiest bit of glue right behind the body of the butterflies, which also hides the glue so you don't see it through the vellum. And I fiddled with like my layout. Like I said, I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but then decided to have these 3 butterflies on the front And then the remaining butterflies I adhered to the inside of the cards. It just gave it that little extra something, you know. And like always, you could always leave it here, but of course I'm going to add bling. So I've got these fabulous, and I've shown these in a previous video or two. These are the Trinity stamps. They're called bubble blower embellishments, and they're just iridescent bubbles, but they're kind of flat. They're not as domed as other ones. It just depends on my mood and the type of card I'm creating, you know, what embellishments I choose. But yeah, these are really fun. So it just gave it that little extra something without, you know, distracting or taking away, because I wanted this gorgeous rainbow background to be most of the focus. So sprinkled the embellishments throughout these card fronts, and then I'll adhere them with the craft tacky glue, and this glue will dry clear, so you'll be able to see even the colors and whatnot behind the embellishments, which just makes it kind of extra fun. So adhered all those little embellishments into place, and then I'm actually going to pair these cards with some black envelopes. I just thought that also kind of adds a little extra touch, because it's like, ooh, boring black envelope, and then you'll open it and it'll be like this crazy bright rainbow card. So I've turned the flashlight on my phone to try and show the shimmer. Like always, videos and photos don't do these shimmer powders justice. They're so much fun. But I also loved how like some of those areas that I'm pointing out there, like I even got like rainbows of color just within those little areas, you know. Like I love how they just do their own thing. If you don't mess with them and you just let them do their thing, you can end up with some of the most fun elements and backgrounds. And yeah, like always, like I have an entire playlist using these powders. I'll link to the other videos I've done with this butterfly set, because it's so fun. Plus the previous one I did, because I used the same background, the same butterflies, totally different look, you know, which is the whole point of this hobby and why it's so fun. So I'll have links to all of that. I'll have the links to the supplies I used in my blog post in the description box below, so you can check those out if you're interested, and then the link to the playlist and the other videos at the end of this one, again, if you want to check that out. And thank you all so much for watching, for subscribing, thumbs upping, commenting, all of it. I very much appreciate it. And I will see you all very soon in the next video. Bye.